Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Uche, and I have with me my pal, my party. Yeah, whenever we're in the studio, I just call upon him, he shows up, and his name is...
From the positivity mindset.
Who is happy to be here.
Yes, you know my
yeah, Alright guys, so today we'll be reacting to another recommended video by one of the subscribers. I want to say a very big thank you guys. We just crossed over 5,000, and we'll be interacting in the comment section. Like, the interaction has been massive. I just love it. And this is another recommended video from one of the subscribers, and it says Christian confronts Muslims after claiming Jesus is Muslim. Okay, otmfdawah. Like, let's get right into this, guys.
So the sign that said Jesus was a Muslim.
Yes.
For me, that struck me as provocative, because when Jesus was alive, Islam didn't exist yet, right? It came about in the 7th century AD with Muhammad.
So what do you understand about the term Muslim? And obviously these guys probably explained it.
For me, a Muslim is someone who tries to live their life by the teachings of Muhammad.
Okay.
Right?
So Muslim linguistically means a person who submits their will to the will of the Creator.
And so that's where it gets interesting, because a Christian might also say that I submit my will to the will of the Creator. So could you say that a Christian is a Muslim as well?
Yeah. So
Can you be both?
So now this is the question. So for example, the disciples of Jesus Christ, or the followers of Moses, peace upon him, okay, who followed Moses his lifetime, etc. They were Muslims. Why? Because they were living their life according to the revelation which is given to their prophet, who was submitting his will to the will of the Father, will of the Creator. I mean, Christians according to the Father, etc. Okay, so a person who submits the will to the will of God is called a Muslim.
Okay.
So Abraham, Moses, Jesus, Noah, all of these messengers and prophets were Muslims by that definition.
Okay.
So linguistically, it means what some may think is a Muslim is a person who follows the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, or a Muslim is a person who is maybe from the Arabian Peninsula, for example. You know, of course, some may assume that. Okay. But this is incorrect. Muslim is the one who submits their will to the will of the Creator. So that's why Jesus Christ, he is a Muslim, according to us. And we believe in him. We believe in his miraculous birth. We believe in the miracles he carried out by the permission of God. Okay? All of these things, all the miracles he did, by whose permission?
So it's like, and you would put all the Abrahamic prophets in that tradition.
Absolutely.
Like, Abraham.
But the question is,
Moses.
No, exactly. The question is, where are you deriving your knowledge on who these people were and what they revealed? What is your source material? So Jesus Christ, I mean, we believe in him as a person who came with a message from God to guide us on how to live our lives. Okay. When God created us, do you think he just created us and left us aimlessly without any purpose?
No.
And do you think he left us without guidance, so we can't achieve that purpose which you believe we have?
No, I think he did.
He gave us guidance.
Yeah, sure.
And the messengers and prophets are the carriers of this guidance from God.
Okay.
So Jesus Christ is a messenger from God. This is how we believe.
Right.
We don't
would you say that, like, a very devout Christian today who submits himself to God, like, I don't know, Pope Francis or something, you wouldn't say that he was a Muslim?
Now, for example, now does he view Jesus Christ as a part of God?
Yes.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
So this is where we say, okay, I have to differ with you on this point, because I believe God is one and he's indivisible.
Okay.
He has no parts or factions.
And you think that Jesus himself believed that?
Jesus, when he worshipped, who did he worship? If Jesus was God himself, can God have another God?
But because in the Bible, Jesus says things like, he addresses God as Father. He says, Father, why hast thou forsaken me? So sounds from the scriptures like Jesus thought that he was the Son of God and that he was a part of God.
Exactly.
Or at least that's an interpretation.
So when he says, Father, why have you forsaken me? Now, if he was God himself, is he calling upon himself? Number one. If he was God himself, is he calling upon himself? If he was the Son of God, then there are many other sons in the Bible. Do we take them as literal sons? No, we take them as metaphorical sons. David is known as the Son of God in the Bible. He's known as his firstborn. But we don't say he's the actual Son of God. Because why? Because we say it's a meta.
Would you say that's the main difference between Islam and Christianity, is the tripartite division versus in Islam it's the oneness?
Islam is the only purely monotheistic religion on the planet. So when it comes to, in terms of when we use our intellect, and our reasoning, it's up until a point. And that point is when we establish that this revelation I'm holding in my hands is from the Creator. After that point, whatever the Creator tells us about the unseen, we submit to without question. Why? Because once we establish that this is God Himself speaking, okay, then if God says, yeah, there is a heaven and hell, there is angels and jinn and all of these things which exist, demons, etc., then we accept them wholeheartedly and without question. Because until that point we can say, okay, I can critique the Qur'an and say, well, does this deserve to be the word of God? Does it have any mistakes inside it? Does it have any contradictions inside it? Has it been preserved? Now we find equalities with the Qur'an and with the Bible, because you do obviously do comparative religion. Have you looked into the Bible?
Have I read the Bible? Most of it.
Now we find, unfortunately, these criteria for being the word of God are not met in the Bible. There are contradictions within the Bible. There are mistakes within the Bible, and these point to the authorship of the Bible being human beings rather than God Himself, because human beings can make mistakes.
But the Old Testament was written by God, though, right? Like Genesis was written by God.
Yes. No. So
Moses, it came down through Moses, but
so Ten Commandments. So it's a preservation of these manuscripts or this text rather.
Okay.
Now, if it was written by God, would you agree that it should be free from error?
Yes.
Because God Himself is all-knowing; He's perfect.
Yes.
And if you were to see errors within this, would you then question this being the word of God?
Yes.
And that's what we see. The Old Testament and the New Testament. There's over 100. Numerical. So it's not even like subject to interpretation. It's literally numerical, clear-cut, black and white mistakes within it. Have you heard them before?
Yes, I'm familiar with most of them. So and for you, the Quran has none of those.
Absolutely none.
Okay.
If there was to be one, especially similar to like what we find in the Bible, then of course a Muslim would reject the Quran completely. And the Quran itself and the preservation is different as well. The Bible, if you look at the manuscripts, number one, earliest manuscripts, at best 100 years after Jesus Christ, at best, at most 300 years for some of the other ones. The Quran was written in Arabic, was during the lifetime of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. One of the oldest manuscripts of the Quran is in Birmingham, which has been carbon dated to the lifetime or close to the lifetime of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and it's in Birmingham. They found it in 2015, as late as that. So not just that, when they looked at the manuscript, the Arabic from I thought over 1,000 years and today is identical.
Okay. Wow.
So all these evidences, because you have to be evidence-based, like we do with every other aspect of our lives.
Yeah.
Conveniently, when it comes to religion, we tend to disengage our minds and say, well, we can never understand. Islam says, no, use those faculties that you have and reason and find the truth. And if something makes sense to you, be sincere to yourself to believe it.
Well,
so we don't dictate anything.
It's very nice.
Rather, we say question and learn and reflect.
Well, yes, I'll have a look at this.
Would you like a Quran because you've spoken so much about it?
Sure. Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
I think I have an old copy in my house. But,
this is not Shakespearean English. It's normal English.
Okay.
It's one of the most accurate translations of the Quran in normal English terms, essentially.
Yeah.
So take this away with you. You have a little index at the back here where you can search for certain words and or certain terms and where they appear inside the Quran. So look, we are not enemies of Christians or anything like that.
I know.
Rather, we accept Jesus Christ. All we say is, do not give him a status which he himself never gave himself, like I am God. He never said, unequivocally, I am God, and in turn worship me. He never said that. He always worshipped the Father. He always called upon the Father. If he was God, why would he say, my God and your God?
Yeah.
Why would he have his own God if he was God himself? So there's these logical fallacies which come into that whole concept of the Trinity, which till this day, I assure you, we speak to a lot of Christians.
Yeah.
Till this day, and even Christians, yourself, can never square that circle.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, it's one of the mysteries, isn't it?
And a mystery is one point, but illogical is probably a more accurate term. Okay? Mystery is a convenient word to get out of it. Okay? It's completely illogical. Okay? So, for us, we work with we've been given these minds for a reason. To use.
No, it's very true. Very I agree with that. Well, it's lovely to meet you.
If I've said anything which has caused any offence, please forgive me.
No.
It's not my intention. If you have any questions,
Yeah.
we're on Instagram, TikTok, all the rest of it. It's on the card on the inside. Pop us a message. And we're happy to sort of follow up with you there.
Great.
We're here every Saturday, 1 to 5. Good. Take it.
Wow. I just love this man who just explained all this. Like the way he explained it, It took its time. You could see it was like conversational.
Yeah.
You know, this is where you win people. This is where you convince people. You know, it didn't come in an attacking form. You know,
Yeah.
you get my point. Yeah, exactly. You know, and even after he finished saying, he said, if I've said anything that might have offended you, you know,
Yeah.
he just this is an example. Okay, so basically, why I'm smiling, or I was just while listening to this, it's just amazing how people are able to reach out to people, how people are able to connect to people. You know, when you understand your religion, when you understand what you are meant to do. Yeah, and for sometimes, as I said, posting Islamic content, a lot of people have come in, like attacking me, and some even blaspheme, like, because I know they believe in Jesus, but what they say on my timeline or my comment section, I have to even delete some of the messages. You know, you and your Jesus and stuff like that, and like,
No.
you know, like with what I've learned over these few weeks, I know you're not supposed to say that.
Yeah.
You know, I know like your Qur'an also talk about, and he was revered. He's one of the best men to have walked on earth.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to say that about a prophet and messenger. With the Qur'an says you should follow his message. You know, so with this, look at the way he broke it down, explained everything, even apologized. But you never said anything. You could see the way the guy was easily even following. Oh, come and take a Quran. He was willingly, you know.
And that's it. So
Yeah.
That's what we see. Like, having knowledge and wisdom are two different things. Having the knowledge is the know-how, but to pass on the message, that's wisdom, and it's something that God needs to like enlighten you to like have. It's not something you just get like that. It takes time, and you know that's true Islam. Yeah, you preach to people. You don't force it. Compulsion is not in our religion. You don't force people. So that negates people killing people because of religion. Even if you say something bad against my prophet that I believe in, I don't need to like harm you.
But there's something I want to
you.
ask. Yeah, is there anywhere in the Quran that says you should probably someone say something that doesn't sit right with Islam or with the prophet? Yeah, he should be killed.
No, I've never heard of that. I've never read something like that. In Islam, you see, they say if you kill one soul unjustly, you've killed the whole of humanity. You save one soul, you've saved the whole of humanity. You get. Some people were talking about Sharia. I don't know much about Sharia, and I don't think there's something called Sharia in Islam. Those Islamic laws. I don't know much about it. But in Islam, you don't take someone's life saying you're fighting for God.
Okay.
No, that's God's own rule to like. God will judge us. That's it. You talk to the person. If you say something bad, look at it at this point, like maybe the person is ignorant. He doesn't know what he's saying.
Okay.
Yeah. So I pray, because the prophet was stoned by the pagan worshippers. They persecuted him, but he just said, God, they do not know what they are doing. Have mercy on them. So if you think about the life of the prophet, you try to live like him as an example. How can you abuse my prophet, then I'll come and kill you or fight you? No.
Okay.
It's not like that. I talk to you, try for you to like understand what it's all about, because character matters a whole lot in our religion. When you have a good character, not only having the name Abdullah, Ahmad, no. When you have character, you smile. The prophet even said, there's a hadith that said, when you smile to your brother, it's charity. Maybe you don't have money to give zakah, but the smile and talking to people, nice. God, like when I see you, assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you, shake your hand. In that moment I'm shaking your hands, my sins have been forgiven.
Okay.
So you see.
So I also want to ask, is there any place in the Quran that there's a punishment, by human punishment, not like punishment from God, against blasphemy?
Against blasphemy. For me personally, I don't know. Let me don't lie.
Okay.
If I say something, I'll be lying. Okay. And the thing they always say, talk about what you know. I don't know about that one.
Okay. You know why I'm asking this? Like some few months back, a Muslim was killed in the northern part of a Christian lady was killed in the northern part of Nigeria, and it caused a lot of uproar. You know, even one of the presidential candidates is like, we don't support such, and the youths of the northern area, like, you're coming for election in 2023, and you know you're supporting the Christians. You're going to, you know, will not vote for you and the rest of that. Even few days ago, I think they took his campaign to the northern part of Benue State, and he was attacked. A lot of people attacked his vehicle.
So, yes, some of those things, you know, that's not the religion per se. It's just their culture. they are being brainwashed, or like that's what you know when you grow up. They don't teach you stuff. You pick up things, and if you are not being guided as in you read the books, you try to understand your religion, try to understand culture. You know that's why we interact with different people to like get different perspective about life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't come and say, okay, because like you support, like you say what they did to the girl, like that's bad. The prophet, okay, let's take an example for the prophet. They persecuted him, they stoned him, they even abused him. You get?
Yeah.
But he never ever he raised his hand to hit those people. He prayed for them. So you see, so if what you're saying, like you're a Muslim and you're doing something against that, like killing people, how does that relate? It doesn't relate. It's not logical.
Yeah.
So you see, so that's why I have to like say.
Okay. Thank you very much for the explanations.
You're welcome.
Thank you, all my brothers and sisters who have been dropping words of encouragement and those who have been attacking me. Thank you. Please, my dropping of these videos, let me make it clear, it's not because I am trying to get subs or views and the rest of that, no, but I'm trying to learn. I'm learning things. A lot of things. I'm from a country which has mostly dual religion, the Christians and the Muslims, and a lot of this has been more of the basis for conflict. So I decided to take this long way, and most of the videos I've been reacting here are recommended videos from you guys. So I want to say thank you very much for the support. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So if you're new here, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the notification button so when I post a new video, you'll be alerted. Also, if you have any suggestions, any opinions, drop that in the comment section. And also, please, if you have suggestions to make this channel better and you have any videos you wanted to recommend to me for me to react to that you feel I'm going to learn one or two from it, please drop that in the comment section. I want to say I appreciate every single one who has been dropping suggestions for me to go on this journey. I say a very big thank you to you guys. So for now, we say